All right, in this sheet, I've kind of put together some made up data. We've got bacteria that undergoes this multiplying pattern, and I have time in minutes. And I've also guessed my model. I think it's something like 3 times 2 to the power of t, because we got this sort of doubling effect, and our initial value is at 3. I'm honestly just using kind of eyeballing skills from like a function standpoint. There's a lot of really good ways of doing this accurately, more scientifically, but for the sake of this video, I just kind of threw this model together with this data. Now, our goal is to get all of this together on one sheet. I've got my model, all right, made a prediction, and I got this raw data, but I want to get it kind of mixed and mashed. And the best way to do that is to port your function into Excel. And it's a little strange. Excel's not my favorite tool to work with, but the way you want to be thinking about it is just in logical order. And you also have to take into account order of operations, but our logical order here is 3 times 2 to the power of t. Now, 3 times 2 to the power of t, you can think of 2 to the power of t as its own chunk, right? You would do that order of operation first. But we are going to start with this outer bit of 3 times 2 to the power of t, so multiplication. And in Excel, that goes by the name of product. So we have 3 times number 1, number 2. It's going to multiply these two ideas. And inside of here, we have to put in 2 to the power of t. So in Excel, that's the power function. So we have to start with power. And notice it takes a number and it takes a power. The number we're going to be inputting is 2. That's our rate. And it's being raised to the power of t. That's the exponent. But, Excel doesn't recognize t because I made that t variable up. We're going to have to put something in here that relates to our sheet. And I'm going to put in the value of B3. So it's going to recognize it as 0, but it's really powerful to use variables. Because what we can do in Excel, if we press enter, it's going to recognize as 3. It's going to do the calculation. 2 to the power of 0 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. So we got the right answer. What we can do is click this little corner and drag it down. And it's going to auto-generate based off of whatever cells are in this column. So notice if I go to 24, it's catching, instead of B at 3, it's catching B at 6. Right here. So it's doing 2 to the power of 3, all multiplied by 3, which gives us 24. And we can keep doing this for all of our data. Now to get all this on a chart, we're going to highlight everything. Or caps everything. Highlight everything. Click, hold shift, click the next corner. Then go into insert. And it doesn't really matter. You can insert a... I don't want a line. Actually, I said it doesn't really matter, but I'm very particular. Yeah, let's do a scatter. And notice, scatter's nice. I like scatter for raw data because we get each of the data points. But for a model, I want something more continuous. A smooth line would be way nicer. It's nicer to look at, and it kind of shows, I'm trying to fit my data. What we can do is change chart type, go to combo, and get access to how we want to visualize our data. So number of bacteria, let's keep that in a scatter form. And my function, notice, it automatically picked line, but I don't want it this jagged edge line. It's calculating it through rate of change from each of the points. I'd rather it to be smoothed out. So you can go into scatter and pick scatter with smooth lines, and it's going to get this nice kind of smooth exponential line. Let's remove that secondary axis as well. Okay, that's it. we got data from a model, put into Excel, and it kind of looks okay.